respect by any country. In a village, a Mukya will be there, a chief will be there in a village, and he says that why many people give respect to the Mukya? Because he is having already so much money and wealth and health. Both the things he will have. So they give the respect. So country also will be given respect. And whatever technology that is connected, cell phone is an excellent, useful material for many people. Without cell phone, there is no life. But we should use right way, right things. And communication, air technology, satellite, nuclear energy, robotic energy, robotic energy. Nowadays, in Bengaluru also, from Karnataka we also get to the operator. Sitting somebody in Bengaluru also they get to the operator in Karnataka also. And distributed technology is 9 by 11. Build towers, they hit it. The rocket is made with so many efforts, but they use it as a bomb. So that is not a environment attack. And for every technology, you should have positive technology or negative technology. Next, what are the uses? Next slide.
Next slide.
If it is positive, negative, positive to have technology is you are making things yourself. So hard work like recommended is so power. If you give any word, it will not become 100%. Only your attitude is good, then attitude is a word where you can have 100%. If you use the letters, so you will get 1 to 26 if you use the letters, and attitude is the only word which can give 100%. Hard work, anything you can recommend to the source power, it doesn't give. So you require a good attitude. What is the negative if you have? Now your kids are below 3 years, 4 years, you wanted to give a lot of 5 terabyte capacity in their mind, which is not possible. You are giving a lot of risks for your kids. You wish to learn many things, 6 GG, and you can get as possible. All the parents are thinking that our kids should be positive. And by this, you cannot develop anything, no personality development. No personality development. So all these things make him a good person. It is not good that you require a good memory for kids. You require a good human being. How to make that and you should get do it next. Who wanted to become a good human man? Good human. The answer is yes for everyone. As a student, what is intended, what you should do apart from your activity. So if you prepare all the students in 3 categories, operators, holders, and lower rank holders. Top rank they are thinking that always we are gas person, so we need not have to do anything. So they are very happy and they don't do anything. And middle rank people, those who are getting around 60 to 80% marks, they are thinking that somebody is doing, we are better than lower rank people, so we are happy. And we are happy as top rank people are getting what they are going to do, so they are happy anyway. And we should give respect to the lower rank people because they can do millions of this, anyone, whatever is given. So students who are getting marks, you need not to bother about anything. What is required is you do good work, and you should think that you are the man who can do the good work. Next. After graduation, what was the student you should do? Okay, MBA, MBA, MTech, MS, IISC, all you can do your businesses, can become an entrepreneur. These are our graduation people are they should do. But I tell you one thing, if you are unable to do anything after BTech, there is another solution for disease is get married and everything will solve. All the problems will solve. So last one is marriage. It is not like that. Go to the I tell you about marriage also. See, Ramakrishna Paramahansa when he wanted to say that one lady comes with her son and she says that you please tell him that you should stop eating spirits. Then he will say that after 15 days will come up. Then he will say that again after 15 days you will come and again she will tell that after 15 days you will come. So like that 40 days you do for Paramahansa to say that don't eat the spirits. You will take to the boy. Then the lady will ask, why did you take 45 days not eat the spirits? Then he says that I have practiced for 45 days, I stop eating spirits, then only I can tell you that I used to eat. So, humble request to all the people, whenever you give guidance to the students, first of all, you think that whether you can do those things or not. Then only, first you learn yourself, then only you can help others. So that is and then only practically I have done this after my diploma polytechnic I studied. After my diploma I got married. Then I studied BTech, MTech, PhD, both are everything. So practical example is mine only, so you can take as a role model or not, that leads to you only. Why do you want to study the BSc, MTech or MSc, MTech, PhD, both are? When you study more, you are getting problem only. You more study more, you are losing more. Forgetting sector, then why do you study? And when you study more, which is more important? You want a salute from others, or you want a PhD and documentation or some Dr. or something? Which is more important? Even if you do your studies well also, I don't think you are going to salute a priest or somebody who is done 4th class or 3rd class only. So you are going to salute a priest. So on answer is slide number 28, I will show you why people they give a lot of respect to the PhD holders or postdoc holders. Why it is done? Why so much importance for higher studies? That I will give you the details in slide number 28. Next. So what is required is the academic institutes like you should have a linkage with the research institutes, and industries also you should have a linkage. So unless you have these three together, you cannot progress well. So you require both the academic institute, research institutes and industry. These three plays an important role in your research. Next. After all doing this very good work, what you are going to get? In the family, you are going to tell your kid, if you do study well, you will get, but nobody will say that what is good in that work. They will say that you become a good engineer or something. But how to become an engineer, how to become a postdoctor, how to. So those things, now here you can see that the metro without driver it is coming. Metro now it has, without driver it is possible. Now they have some experiments and they tried. So they are going to do with the without driver metro will run. And taxi without driver it has already come in Bangalore. I think you can see that taxi without driver is possible. And car comes right. I think now Bangalore we also becoming like Bangalore only. But traveling it is not of time. So it can go to flight mode. Only thing is required is in the flight mode. Rules and regulations. How to go left, right and top, back, you should have these. And man can fly without himself. This is PAV, personal assisted vehicle. PAV, not Vada Pav. I think all Maharashtrians they know about Vada Pav, but they don't know about the PAV, personal assisted vehicle. So here you can see that when the man can fly himself, actually he can go X direction, Y direction, Z direction, anything he can go. And for Delhi to, if I want to go to airport, it may not take 15 to 20 minutes. Whereas if I have to take a Ola, Uber, it will take at least 2 hours time. Next. After doing a good graduation, in any engineering branch, what you are going to have and what is expected from the industry. So academics you learn all your tricks only, but in industry it is expectations and you have fresh ideas when you are academics. Industry is only opportunities. Memorized information, you study well, you are going to get class work first rank and it is only memorized information. So here you can understand practical application in industry. Fancies, realities, reactive, proactive, and exam oriented and return on investment oriented, and education, and here it is wisdom. So unless you go to industry, and all the students should keep it in mind. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guru Namaha. Guru is the ultimate soul for your life. You may not understanding what is the value of Guru, that is faculty of your. When you can do this one is when you go to the industry, join as a faculty, join as an industry fellow, you will understand that what is the importance of that faculty member. So we are all faculty members. I request everybody, all the students, they should read more physics books. Yesterday the professor of IISC was telling that you should read all the books, but if you can read only physics books, physics is more important. If you can do the physics books very well, I think all branches of whether it is computer engineering or ECE or mechanical engineering or civil engineering, everything will come. I think if you can do miracles really if you do physics, your fundamentals are very clear. Next. Perception of teachers. Now we will talk about the teachers. Teachers, Acharya Devo Bhava, Aditi Devo Bhava. So you call it as Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo. So Acharya means professor. Professor is giving lot of respect. So you should keep in mind that professors are always, they are after mother and father, they are giving the respect. So you should have that respect, and teachers or faculty members, what they should do, what is their perception, they are thinking that they can do everything. But now I will show that what is research, how you should do it, and what other things are required. Research, what can anybody can give any definition of research? Okay. Okay, that's fine. I will give the definition of research. Blind person showing a black pencil to another blind person in a dark room is called research. So how many people understood this one? Can you raise your hand? Those who raised their hands, they can do good research. Those who did not raise their hands, they can do better research. So, anyway, you are going to do good research only. So that is what research is. What is search already, you can do the research. And it is not a special this thing. You can do the search, whatever is search it is, you can do the research. Next. And do you think that research is meant for only doing PhD? Getting PhD degree? No. Or you are going to get promotion. Now that scheme also has been changed by the UGC government of India now. Without PhD also, earlier PhD is compulsory for getting an associate professor. Now that rules also they have changed. If you don't want to do it, it is up to you. So you do the PhD not for getting promotion. Even promotion not automatically come. Next. Why should you do the research? I said what should you do? Where should you work? When you should, with whom should you work? What will get you satisfied? Who satisfies is a very nice person among all the students. If you are very capable of doing things, I think you don't require all the things. I think I can give you about 20 students. Even if I take 2 minutes each student, what can go easily when I talk with my students. The first student was telling like that he is professor in Karnataka. So he says that, sir, why you are doing carrying the paper and I can hear sir saying, anyway you are going to the correction says again, better than that you put first class in 2-3 papers, that is substantiated. I got the PhD and I am satisfied by that. So this is the most of the faculty members they think like that only. Without doing any work, they want to be degree. So that can be. And I have a 100 papers or 120 papers, it doesn't make any sense. So who satisfies only the student? Not 8 is satisfied at the beginning. All satisfaction goes to student only. Next. The outline of my talk will be use of note or mathematical program citations and intelligence, how you should interact with other institutes, tips when you will take research and what exactly you did, how to publish a paper. I think many of the faculty members they are really bad in writing good international paper. I think I have been two-page my own handwriting page like that one. Somebody is interested, somebody really wanted to make international paper, you can write that one. I think I have been at the end of the presentation 2 pages. Slide I can give you that one, you can note it and I have asked only the questions. Abstract what are the questions only, keep in your mind what in your mind whatever is possible to write down. The rest is guided to make a paper. This is a note export. I was using export for now extension has come. And you can use the mathematical program also. It is easy. Next we use the word. How many people know about the word? Microsoft word. If you take a tool of Microsoft, how many people can understand what is Microsoft word? So all of it is 100% Microsoft. How much you know about Microsoft word? At least 50%. 40%, 60%. Okay, you will remember whatever you like. But I am using the Microsoft words 1994 when I did my paper. So it was where my Microsoft word was not perfect. You have to go to perfect. You have to write. You have to bring the corrections and get the word. Then the word will be taken. Now word will come readily and not is done. But I know only 15 to 60% of Microsoft word. If you know more, you please just tell me because when you write the thesis, you can understand that how many problems come. Like this is also not an easy thing. And paper is a small stories and this is a novel. Like a novel, you should have everything connected. Each chapter should be connected to the chapter. So Microsoft word is take and make managers will use. Now I talk about endnote export or 5 extension. Now we can go next. This is the Microsoft word and endnote extension. Okay, word. This is endnote extension. Recently which has come in our media. I don't want to give a reason how we make it. One month only. If you are a content expert, you will make forever. I will not time for to tell them to make forever. So that much endnote extension is available. Next. What endnote extension is there is a search engine just really the words. Even the people don't know how to make abstract. What are the things are required in abstract? People are not knowing. So one of the girls, she came from Basaveshwara Engineering College Electronics and she asked me that you should give me, then I told I am not a mechanical fellow, I don't know about electronics. Why didn't you go on another scientist who is working on electronics? So she went to him and asked, then he told, okay, you make abstract and come what you wanted to do. She doesn't know what to write the abstract also. What does abstract contains also she doesn't know. She came and asked. Then I have searched in EndNote. I have made all abstract. Then I have when she gave that one to her boss. Then immediately asked whether you know this one or somebody has written. Now she has a problem with then he will scold. So she told that no, I have written Then he told, okay. PhD supervisor also. So we should have a search engine for this EndNote X4 or X10. How that it will work, I will show you next one. Search engine you can go and select an international paper, whichever is useful, and whatever titles you should give. Names, you please type the names only. You wanted to work artificial intelligence or machine learning or anything. You just particular area you put the words. You get all the details in that one. Now many of the faculty members, they do not know 35 years, 30 years they have published some paper. By sitting in here by computer, I can tell you that whatever research they have done earlier, we can do it now also. But people are having a wrong concept that this work is very important and nobody will do this type of research. We are only the great people. So you can forget about those things. Now science is open. You can get any information, even patents you want, you can get this one. And library is having one consortium they have. If you don't get any papers, you send it to one library fellow and they have consortium of all library. They can get the paper immediately within few seconds and you will get in PDF format. That is what you have a lot of advantages. So here you can take the style, whether it is material science engineering, typology, international, any. Otherwise you say that you wanted a paper which is having others, index, everything. Next. See, this was the one how you can do it. It can come here, if you press it, it will come automatically year wise. Otherwise, if you title, it will come as title. Or if you press other, it will come according to A, B, C, D, other also. So, this is one you can select and you can make your own drawings or own library with so many. Here you can see that material characterization, I think Beryl, Jaya Christian, Manohar, I think those who are doing he is doing PhD work, so we have taken a lot of papers and you can press any paper you wanted. And advantage is there, just insert that citation. If it is 1, 2, 3 is there, it will come 1, 2, 3 at the end of the manuscript. And you need not to produce again 3 is coming in 5, 6, 8. So 5, 6, 3, 8 it will come. 3, 5, 6, 7 it will come. So you need not to bother for anything about manuscript preparation. So that is so much easy. The only thing you should understand how you should be done. Next. At the end of the manuscript, this will come like this, and depending on the publication, you can just click one click only. All things will change. If you want only other names, no title is required, it will change automatically if you go for the international publication. This is the advantage of EndNote. I think you should use it and you can tell us also if you have some new innovative works in this one. Next. This is the Tribology International and you can choose next work. You can choose any relevant experience, relevant reference. number of citation versus number of papers. It is not like that you are having so many papers. You must be having 100 papers, but if your citation in suppose 20 papers, it is cited your paper 20 times. Then only your H index will become 20. It is not like that it will become 100. So this is suggested by George Hirsch, physicist at UPSD, a tool for determining theoretical physicist relative quantity only. This is H index. Now I index is coming without your citations. What is your I index? Without I index, H index is becoming very famous nowadays. Everybody should have this one, and you should have your Google Scholar. Every faculty member is interested to keep your Google Scholar. Next, the Hirsch index. I think I will tell you about the IIT stories. Since we are there, this is the old one. 10, if you have H index, it is assistant professor, and 8 assistant professor, 10 is associate professor, 12 is professor, 18 is FNA and FRS. There are many things are required. It is not only this H index is required. And if you see all these things, 24 FRS if it is there. Now my index is 29. So I am good as IIT professor only. If somebody says that no, your citation is not good, this is not done by me, it is done by somebody else. And you can see that I think his citation above more than 42,000 and H index is 159, more than 1800 international papers and 56 books, 85 honorary PhDs, 100 PhDs. This is Professor CNR of resume. If you can, recently he got Bharat Ratna. So why this is a 28 number slide, why you should do higher studies. This is what we are having this example. We are having many examples like this. And one of the Indian who has done this. So Saraswati wherever is there, Lakshmi automatically goes. In olden days they used to say that wherever Saraswati is there, if somebody is from Brahmin family, they say that he is always poor fellow. Nowadays that concept has gone. Wherever Saraswati is there, Lakshmi automatically comes. So you can do miracles, and poor fellow is having IISC. I think many faculty members are there. I think you know how much money he must have got through these honorary PhDs. One award I will tell you, that is highest citation Bharat Ratna. Next is Padma Bhushan. Next Padma Bhushan. Next Padma Shri. Next people may not be knowing. That is given by CSIR. It is Chance Guru Bhatnagar Award. And below 45 years it gives, and he got that award also. And earlier they used to give 5 lakhs for research grant, and every month he gets 25 years till retirement. If it is your retirement 65 years, you get up to 65 years per month you will get 25,000. That is the golden this thing. Like that he is having more number of awards, more number of honorary PhDs, and a tune of, can you imagine how much money he must have got? No income tax on this one. He got around 50 crore rupees. 50 crores he got by this one. So wherever Saraswati is there, Lakshmi automatically goes. This is a good example for everyone. I think you should excel in your studies, and you can become Professor CNR Rao. Next. I wanted to give my Google Scholar, this one. Everybody must have this Google Scholar or ResearchGate, whatever you call it as. And you can see that my H index is 29. It is not bad if you say that, but and I index is 61. So some papers which I have written, it is published here. Total number of papers are 107. Next. The computer is given to you, it is not understanding only you know the reels and everything you wanted to see. You should know where earthquake comes and how much you should avoid this one earthquake. Certainly India is a place where you don't get much earthquakes, but you should understand where earthquake comes, location and depth, and date I have given. I think it is April only, April 24, April 14. So these are the dates I have given, and you can get all the exact details here. Next. How do you know that your research is excellent and you are doing many works? But how do you know that your research is advanced or most recent one? So you should have something. Okay, next. I have taken my journals and impact factor and total number of, I am working on severe plastic deformation. How I selected this one is, you wanted to compare your research really whether it is good or not. Now KSCST projects we have seen, the faculty members, they are giving the old project only and they say that okay, you write down, we will see that it is a headache of the jury members whether the subject is good or not. They let them finalize this one. So it is not like that. Every faculty member should have new ideas and you should do miracles if you want to do really. And progress in material science, which is having impact factor 33.61. If you have one paper, it is sufficient. And in severe plastic deformation, you have 313 papers. And scriptometrilia, I told my first student who has did his PhD degree, he is having a scriptometrilia paper with his first authorship we are all co-authors only. And it is having 5.6 impact factor, and material science and engineering A, metallurgical transition 2.6. Even though it is having less, you are having more impact on this one. Next. Similarly, all the others, all the professors, all the scientists, I think that you are having a name or fame in your international society. You have been the ranking also. You should understand what is that ranking. How do you get that ranking? That also I give you. And how many citations they have. That means, suppose Glider, Alexander, Iwahashi, Haritan, London. London is Professor T.G. London. He is my postdoctoral supervisor. You can see he is world number 3 in material science engineering. And these are the citations which are having on severe plastic deformation. Next. And others, Iwahashi, Wang, Horita, Namota and London, they have 710 papers. What happened is when Russians are the first people who did all the research work, but they could able to publish in Russian language only. Now, slowly, this Professor London even though he is from UK, he went to US and settled there. And he has written all the papers and he met Professor Horita, professor from Russia. Then he said that we will going to publish together. This poor fellow, Russian fellow, he doesn't understand much English. Then he said, okay, we will do that part. So they have written papers and it is published very nicely. And now they are having good. We went to his 65th birthday in Russia and he is having a pretty lab that they have constructed. So these are the various journals and various others who has done the work. Next. And as I said, I have a large number of PhD students. One student he wanted to go and then I told him you submit a paper to China. He said, no sir, I don't want to go to China. Then I told him you wanted to go to UK and publish a paper. He said no. Then I told him where you wanted to go. Then he said America. Then Los Angeles one conference I told him it is they are having. The time is there, why don't you apply? Then he says no, I don't want to go to Los Angeles. Then I told finally where you wanted to go. Then he told Chicago, is there any conference available? Then we saw that the date is over Chicago. Then he said no, I am interested in Chicago only. I did not ask him why he wanted to go to Chicago. So after the conference is over, he came to us. Then he asked me, what are how many visiting cards you have exchanged with that fellows, professors? Earlier examiners, 5 examiners we need from foreigner examiners are required. Now VTU also, they made only 5 national IITs or 5 national any other institutes. So that is sufficient. Earlier concept was you should have international. So we are sending all the students to abroad to get the knowledge, to get the influence with other people, to get what people are doing on your area. That is most important. It is not like that only you should have an interaction with them, you should have a photograph. I think you can see that 2011 when we went to Nanjing, China, and we had a photograph with Professor Langdon and Mary Langdon. And if you see his office also, you can see only papers, nothing else. His office had only his papers, and he says that I published a paper in 2014, 2004, that is in Material Science Engineering. Don't write ACTA paper. ACTA paper is later one. So, how many people here they knows about what paper you are publishing, what status you are having, you may not be knowing, but this fellow he knows which year he has written a paper, which conference he has published the paper, everything he knows. Next. This is the Wilson value. He went to Russia and he is the pioneer in civil plastic deformation after Segal, and now he is having SPD lab also. And 2011 Nanjing he came, he went on, we are taking a photograph with him. Wilson Valley is the fellow in the severe plastic deformation. Next. Next. So at least if you don't know about details of everything, what is Web of Science, what is EndNote, what is Scopus, what is Mandy, what is H index, what is G index, I index. At least if you don't know the details, being a researcher, you should have these details in your mind. Please keep in mind that all those things, at least superficially, you should know about these things. Next. And there is an insight.com. If you are having insight.com, you can see that who is the top fellow in your field. If you are working in material science, who are the 1, 2, 3 others, ranking others are there. Everything you can know, who are the top people in the India who are working. That also it is available inside.com. Next. So impact factor, average citation to recent articles is called impact factor, and material science impact factor 2021 we have given, these are the impact factors. So finally what we wanted to say is quality and quantity. At least if there is no quality, even if your thesis consisting of 25 to 30 pages, you can accept that one. The quality should be good. But if you have quantity, we can, you have done a lot of experiments, so we can see that at least he has done quantity is good, so we can consider that thesis can be given for a PhD degree. So these are the advices for the faculty members. Try to understand where you stand. Somebody from Kalburgi, they don't know where is that guy here. So we went to Dhaka, and one of the EC faculty members, he took me, and he was not knowing where is Dhaka. Then I have to put in internet and Google. I have to tell him that you have to go like this. And he is from this place only. So at least where you stand, what research you are stands. Try to understand what group activities. Who are all the final members? Why? Because this is most important. Who are all working in your area, you must be knowing. Papers are very important, and if you don't know these things, it is harmful to you. Try to see what research plan you can make it, and the research student, PhD student is ultimate. He has full right to select his guide, full right to select his area, everything he can do. But only thing, when he doesn't have anything, then he can approach the guide. Then he will tell that what is to be done. So I gave these examples to my student. Then they are telling to see whether you can publish without doing any work. This is the one they wanted. All the students wanted like that only. They don't want to do all these exercises. They want simply papers, and finally they want to have a PhD degree. Next. What is needed now is try to understand, try to do a lot of research survey, try to study more. Science is open, join hands with other researchers. Forget about your ego. Ego is won by knowledge. That's what Albert Einstein says. Ego is won by knowledge. I think if there is no time, I will go on telling the Albert Einstein stories also. He is having a faculty of, he was theory of relativity, he was giving a lectures. After giving 20 lectures, driver told, sir, every time you are giving same lecture, why you are doing so? I can give the same lecture. Giving same lecture is suppose somebody asks the questions, then it is very difficult. You should have that knowledge. So this fellow, one Kalburgi college, he went and he says that okay, I can give the lecture. Then Albert Einstein, he sits in his car as a driver, and the driver sits in the back seat and he says that okay, we'll go. The fellow he comes and tells that okay, Albert Einstein, he gives 1 hour presentation very nicely. Then some lady who is intelligent, he asks, what is the atomic structure of this one? Then this fellow, sense of humor should be very good. The sense of humor, this fellow, he says that okay, you don't know answer of this one. That fellow who is sitting backside, he can give the answer. He shows Albert Einstein. He tells that you stand up and give the answer. So presence of mind is very good for him. So driver, he immediately tells Albert Einstein, he stood up and gave the answer. He gave the answer to that boy, to that girl. So presence of mind is very important. So ego is won by knowledge. More the ego, knowledge, lesser the ego, lesser the knowledge, more the ego. This is what Albert Einstein says. Next. So academic institutes, research institutes, I think I have already told. You should have a linkage. Next. When you write an international, When you write an international paper, what are the things? I think I will give you 2 pages if somebody is interested. It is only questions only. It is not a big, only questions. You keep your mind in your work and give the answers for the next one. Abstract, what exactly you have done, what experiments you have done, what you wanted to say, what your results say. If good results, what good things come. Any other results, you can get this one. What are your conclusions? So if you write this one, this will become abstract. You keep your work in your mind and the answer gives one. So similarly, introduction, experimental procedure, and next. And experimental results, what you got, I think a discussion, the figure 1 shows this one. For example, if it is, I think I will give this one to people, those who are really interested to have this one. Conclusions, you can say that, and acknowledgements to whom you wish to thank, and these are the acknowledgements. If you can write all these answers, if you can write, you are keeping in your work mind, so you can give the answers for this one. You can write a beautiful paper. Next. Finally, after graduation, you can take the right decision, whether you want to marry or you want to study more, MS, that you can take your own decision, and write papers with quality and high impact readiness. Help other researchers, and your resume only will speak your quality of man. So a resume should be very strong. Next. Thank you very much. I think next speaker is waiting for me. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you please ask me. I am ready to. Yeah, maximum 2 questions. If there is no questions, you did not understand anything or you understood 100%. Both the things are correct only. Tell me, sir, Dr. Naidu.
There is one slide on earthquake.
Yeah.
After them, the connectivity is
Internet you should use not for seeing the reels and you can make your own arrangements. Sir?
You mentioned about the university system of evaluation. I would like to know, in this platform, who should pay the travel expenses of those examiners who come to evaluate the
Yeah, we are fully agree with you, but there are consequences. There are so many problems we cannot tell you in front of this auditor. We know what are the issues are there. Thank you very much. Now I will hand over the mic to Madam, who is eagerly waiting to disturb me and to give the chance to other faculty members.
sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us. I request. I'm very delighted to welcome another resource person, Dr. Harilal Bhaskar sir, Chief Operating Officer and National Coordinator, IISC. I request sir to occupy the chair on the dais for today's technical talk on topic IISC Portal A, collaborative force of global recognition. Now I request Dr. Sridevi Vasmani ma'am to introduce esteemed resource person, Dr. Harilal Bhaskar sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Sridevi Vasmani, Associate Professor, Department of ANML, Chandaswa University, Kalburgi, big privilege to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Harilal Bhaskar. Sir is a distinguished professional renowned for his outstanding contributions in technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Currently serving as the Chief Operating Officer and National Coordinator at Indian Science, Technology, and Engineering Facilities MAP under the Office of Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India. Sir's expertise spans a wide array of domains, including operations management, marketing, data analysis, business planning, strategy, finance, IT, and software development. Sir boasts a proven track record of success in steering and managing complex projects and initiatives, driving innovation and fostering successful partnerships. Prior to his current role, Sir served as the CEO of Technology Innovation Hub at IIT and the Atal Innovation Center at IIT. Sir also held senior positions at global industry leaders such as Siemens, IBM, KSCST, CTS, and healthcare partners. Passionate about innovation and empowerment, Sir actively engages in mentoring initiatives, notably serving as a mentor of change at the Atal Innovation Mission. Sir provides strategic direction, manages day-to-day operations, and facilitates collaborations between research institutes and industry partners to nurture and support the next generation of innovators and entrepreneurs. Sir's impressive academic journey began with a solid foundation in computer science, laying the groundwork for his future achievement. Sir earned a Bachelor of Technology degree from a highly regarded government institution. Sir then embarked on a strategic career shift, honing his business acumen with an MBA from the prestigious Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. Sir's unwavering commitment to lifelong learning led him to pursue a PhD in Business Administration and Management, further solidifying his expertise and establishing him as a thought leader in the technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship landscape. Looking forward for your talk, sir. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you for a nice introduction. I know we are between the lunch and.
Now I request Professor Jogal sir, former principal, SB College of Science, to give token of love to Dr. Harilal Bhaskar. Thank you, sir. Now I request sir to carry on.
Yeah, again, I'm repeating. I know that we are between the lunch and my speech. So first of all, respected dignitaries here, eminent faculties, researchers, and of course students and fellow innovation enthusiasts. All of you, warm welcome to this program, and thank you so much for KSTCs to give this opportunity and Sharona University to be here. I think I've been interacting with Vijay sir and Venkatesh sir a couple of times to get an opportunity to present our thing in the larger platform like here. Because of course, I just had interaction yesterday with a couple of professors in Kalburgi. I came to know that about the national initiative. Many of them are not aware, so it's a such opportunity to talk about our IISC portal. So IISC is a national portal where actually it's the aggregation of lab across publicly funded lab is available in one portal. It has been conceived and funded by Office of Principal Scientific Advisor Advisory Government of India. It is under the PMO's one of the strategic project. We're actually, looking at, there are publicly funded, labs are there across even IISC, IIT, and National Institute. Apart from that, also the various state universities, central universities. But getting to them as a researcher is very difficult because we need to, of course, to talk to the department, get an approval, and finally get an opportunity to do a research. But now, segregation, like you look at Go BPO or Make My Trip, where actually you can see the hotels are listed, all of the hotels, and it's easy for you to search a hotel and you can book it. Similarly, any labs in India can be now in your fingerprint. Of course, you can just search a lab and you can reserve it and then you can book it. So, just getting into this major focus of ISTEM, we are, as I said, actually it is connecting the all the labs, and of course, when we look at the labs, there are challenge of operators all the time. Because when most of the time professors are handling the lab, or maybe some research fellow is doing that, but many institutes do not have an operator. So we need actually help them in terms of training, upskilling the operator first thing. Second is looking for the opportunity for that operator to be placed there, or also a new graduate to become an operator. So we also do an operator training program and something. And then, of course, we also give a software. There are a couple of software we started, like, some of them are listed here. You can see that, Console and MATLAB and LabVIEW. These are the software we're providing for free of course to the student. So the student will basically trying to connect what are the resources needed for the researcher. Of course, once you get in the platform, you can also collaborate with other professors, other researchers, so that your research work will get a better amount of that. Next slide. So you look at the statistics before we answer the statistics. We have already, like most of the institutions are on the portal. All the IITs, NITs, IISCs, and most of the central universities. If you look at in terms of the numbers, we see actually like the growth in terms of South and North are leading around 850 institutions is already onboarded. And then we have, including even if you look at Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep, we have a presence where at least one institute is already registered there. And this, if you look at in terms of other countries, international race, when we have ITech program from IISC, generally most of the people from research and from institute ask us that you can create a similar platform in the country. This is going to be a certain example for nation where actually we can onboard all labs, and even each city, if you have a nearby lab, it's easy for you to like search and find it. Our portal automatically detect your location. And when you search the equipment, of course, you say that which are the equipments, on the keyword. For example, like you're looking at spectroscope, then spectroscope all across your nearby location will be listed there. And then, of course, depending on the rating, depending on the price, because institute will charge nominal prices, of course, that's where actually, they can maintain the equipments, right? And the third factor will be the operator response and the experience. So, just like any private, aggregator platform we provide. Next slide. So if you're looking in terms of the leaders, so we are actually, why we are talking about leaders, because all of your institutes should be the leader, because the way we can support the researcher. As Venkatesh sir talk about connecting the researcher actually getting the availability. And your support for the researcher is important, because institute have a lab, but if you research for yourself, then others are not getting an opportunity. If you look at these are the leaders here. And then at least if you look at the bigger number here on the left side, and then of course we have up to 22 equipments. But there are equipments provided by IIT, Dhanbad, and IISC of course is giving a lot of support to the researchers. So we encourage the institution to upload register the portal and then upload the equipment. So these are the software we talk about, how actually the user count is look like. I'm not reading through the slide, and of course we are having console is used more, and then the network is supporting us globally also to the researchers. So they're giving more opportunity. Even NCCS, we have a recent discussion. They're going to give a FDP program for faculties that actually give a lot of mileage, but they will encourage the student to utilize their access to. Next slide. So we also have a lot of costliest equipment. If you look at, we have a system like a 6500 system in 6.5 crores too. We have some electron network SEM on 0.7 crores. These are the equipment lying across various parts of India. Many a time what happen actually, people not knowing about it. So we are doing kind of a marketing around it, like the social media and also the media presence to talk about this equipment, and then encourage the institute to provide the opportunity to utilize this equipment by the research. Next. So of course these are top 10 equipment. Indian Institute of Science of course is leading in number of times they actually supported the researcher. Many a time what happen actually when you request it, the slot may be not available because our capacity is already over. All the slots are booked, or maybe operator are like not available, equipment is down, or maybe like sometime what happen actually it may be used by internal researcher. But if you look at the overall numbers, IISC did on that. So basically we can skip this slide. Basically, we did, of course, reaching out the larger audience is very important. So reaching out each city is important. We started some outreach program called Samavesha. Samavesha is combining a couple of districts together in a state, and then we talk about our initiative, and then the researchers and professors will be invited, and then our team will discuss about how to register on them. And they will through the demonstration finally make sure that at least one equipment is uploaded in the equipment. We did around 5 programs. First program was in IISC, and then 3 districts was focused, Bengaluru, Tumakuru and Mysore, and now actually we are getting into 6th program. Second program we did in Tamil Nadu, where we have invited Chennai, Kanchipuram and other district, and we have 5th program was in Bengaluru. We invited nearby districts. Similarly, of course, it's very challenging to conduct too many programs across India, so we are planning to collaborate with major government agencies so that they can help us to conduct spin off the multiple program across India. And then we also do a program called a one-day program. Basically, if you look at Samavesha, it's like connecting all the institute and creating awareness in tier 1 and tier 2 itself. But we want to create awareness of tier institute labs and like research lab in tier 1 and 2 to tier 3 and 4, of course. That we have planned half-day program where actually we talk about how actually this equipment, which are the equipment that how to book it and how can you utilize it. Now we recently started like IISC program. This is an operator training program. We're making sure that a lab should be identified in each of the location where multiple equipments are there. We invite the operator, new graduate, to be trained on the labs. And then we also have a started something called V Lab. The V Lab is like for example, we started doing some kind of data analysis work, looking at what kind of demand is coming, which area, maybe material science or nanoscience or maybe biotechnology. Those labs actually we intentionally going and reaching out the institution, uploading into the portal. That's the V Lab initiative started. We started the Urja program, that was energy-based equipment. Also, not only the research, there are our partners. If you look at our client, I say researcher is one, of course, they want to use the equipment, but there are startups, industry, MSME. So how to support them? We started, onboarding the equipment and lab. We're actually getting into certification. IISC certification, other kind of certification. Energy we have started one. Now we're getting into other domain of science and technology. So this is about IOTP or the IISC program what we discussed about. So outcome is expected like skilled operator, because with operator support is definitely impossible because professors and researcher cannot support other researchers because they don't have a time to do that. So we need to recruit and place an operator there. And then what is meant by the execution rate here? Because the facilitation of the lab, many a time it was less. The reason was maybe on capacity problem or maybe on the operator challenges. Those we are fixing to this. And equipment utilization is important. The government is actually looking at one thing. If you look at, there are various agencies like DST, DBT, METI, those are the funding agency. They fund it, maybe only minimum capacity utilization happen for the equipment. To increase the capacity utilization, what we need to do is, we have to encourage the students from and the researchers from other nearby places and to utilize this in equipment so that the equipment will be completely utilized. And then government agency won't actually fund it again for the same same institute in a different department. They need to utilize it so that they can, of course, reduce the cost for investing on these investing on the labs and the equipment. So we are planning to do some other outreach program. This is one opportunity KSTC and the University given us to address it. But even though it's at time for lunch, I can see not of many researchers here. But what we are looking at is like we want to meet all the researchers and professors in maybe in a couple of cities together in one city. For example, like five districts in one state can be in one place where we can address, we can demonstrate it, we can ask them to register in the sport, and finally our backend team will support them to making sure that these labs are uploaded and approved. And then of course to the marketing effort, we will say that these new equipment are recently added and they can start utilizing it. And then for the same thing, we are planning to go back. We are also planning to do the same thing for operator, because operator also is an important component for making our success, where we are actually inviting the operator across the university lab to be on one place, and then we'll address the challenges what they are facing in. And first, if you look at professors as institute are important, second is a researcher, third one is operator. So all three components are addressed, but of course startup and MSME and industry are the another component. Of course, we are not focusing at this moment, but of course we are, once we are stabilizing, of course we are giving again in town calls for those people as well, to making sure that the awareness is increased as well as started using the labs. Next one. So these are some of the acknowledgement by some of our researchers, startup and industry. They use the labs and then they did some research. So this might be a little more detail on that. Yeah, next. So there are some demo videos there. One demo video will run it, and then you will understand how the portal is really working, how to search an equipment, how of course how to. These are available in our ISTEM YouTube channel, but of course, but one of them I request my team to run it here. Then we'll talk a little more about on that. Basically, the idea of aggregating lab is very critical for government. One is reducing the cost of investment.
It connects researchers to essential resources across India. Through the iSTEM portal, users can book research and development facilities and access a variety of software tools. Currently, iSTEM has connected 2,402 institutions with 28,793 registered users. The platform hosts 26,986 pieces of equipment, with a top booked instrument leading the way. iSTEM houses a range of sophisticated equipment. Notably, the 10 most expensive pieces alone amount to an impressive 700 CR rupees in total equipment cost. The number of iSTEM users is increasing day by day, with the optimized portal now achieving a 3.5-second response time. Through the iSTEM web portal, visit www.istem.gov.in. The homepage displays several modules. Click on R&D infrastructure map, which is already selected by default. Use the equipment search bar to find the required equipment. It is best to use the keyword for the equipment. Like for transmission electron microscope, the word transmission can be used. However, the search can also be done using abbreviations like TM, XRD, SEM, etc. Let's search an equipment, for example, XRD. After typing your equipment, you need to fill a CAPTCHA carefully as it is case sensitive. And then a list of facility centers will appear on your screen. Notice every equipment has a unique equipment code. The users can get this equipment code from the laboratory and search the equipment directly using this code. You can also use the advanced search option to filter your results by distance, state, institute, or funding agency. It is recommended to select the state for each search option. Click on the facility center of your choice, and then view more to proceed with your booking. For example, I'm selecting XRD 4-Circle. A new window will open, displaying all the equipment info, including usage rates. Please acknowledge the statement provided and proceed to the slot booking page. To reserve a slot, you'll need a user or researcher account. You can register easily using the provided registration link. It's a straightforward process that should only take about 5 minutes. Once registered, you can select a date and time that suits your needs. After choosing your slot, review the booking information, and proceed to finalize your reservation. As a final step, you'll be required to enter technical and billing details. If you require any additional services, please mention them during this step. Once everything is confirmed, you can complete your booking by clicking the Direct Booking button, or you can use the Add to Cart option to confirm your booking at a later time. And that's it. You've successfully booked your equipment through the portal.
Yeah, we have various video we set up also. Of course, this is a little challenge like American English used, but we have changed it with all vernacular language now. It's available in Hindi, Kannada, and Telugu, Tamil, all the languages. So of course, these kind of demonstrations are available so that any researcher and professor can refer it. Second thing is like we are also inviting state and district ambassadors who will be the retired professors and senior people working in government so that they can help us to spread the word. And each district we have initiated, a couple of them are already joined, all 28 state and 8 union territory. We want the people to help us on that, and each district across state as well. If you look at Kalburgi, I was talking to professor, I think many institutes do not have any publicly funded labs here. So this is an opportunity for you to showcase through us saying that we need a lab because in our city nothing is there available with publicly funded. So this request can be routed through us so that we can inform the like DSG or DBT who actually is the funding agency so that your application will get a more weightage. Because if you fund it again and again in Bengaluru, I'm sorry sir, in Bengaluru, but too many labs are near to you. It's like a crowded hotel when you see looking at the Go BB or Make My Trip. But if you look at Kalburgi or nearby district here, I see actually none of the labs are here. So I request professor from each college to be one of our ambassadors to join us to support, so that we will help you in terms of connecting nearby lab. Also help you to connect to the right funding agency who you can apply for the labs and some of the labs you're looking at here, and that actually empower the district as well. Because most of the state I see it's actually concentrated on near to the capital city, and many tier 2, tier 3 cities are lacking these labs here. So we need, of course I'm requesting KSCST also to help us in connecting various districts in Karnataka, because Karnataka is an example of this kind of program where we are at least meeting the researchers and professors in one big hall. Right, that's a good thing. So this is an opportunity for us to spread the news, as well as each district. We traveled to Bengaluru sir last time. It was very good, wonderful, because St. Aloysius colleges hosted us, and then many nearby colleges attended there. So that area we covered. So we are looking for Shimoga, Hubli, and other areas as well. And then where actually we can connect to various labs. And nearby district can support it. I suppose Kalburgi has no labs of such as they can of course go to Belgaum or nearby district where actually we can connect them and saying that this is an opportunity for you. So I'm here a little marketing here because we need your help, all of your help, and some of your senior volunteers here to be our state champion and then of course district champion, and who are getting retired also. Sir, when you need your support, national level support from your side, you're here. And then and then the professors from this college, I request you to be our state ambassador. So district ambassador, so that Kalburgi can be empowered with more labs and then the student can be supported. And our team are here, they will also do virtual demo if needed, and also they do a demo if some of your professors are available, they can get a demo here. And then anytime we are available and then to help you out to how to register and register. One more good news is that recently we collaborated with IISC. IISC is reimbursing the money what you are paying to institute. That is a good news for all the researchers, because you have to pay a little of very nominal amount to institute. I suppose you are using IISC lab, you have to pay IISC for the lab usage, but that can be reimbursed through AICT because we have something called Aura program launching. Similarly, we are talking to like DPIP also to get startup to get the reimbursement. That discussion is on the go, and also we are meeting other like industries and other things so that industry can be encouraged to utilize the lab. So that basically if you look at the idea of this portal is of course to reach out tier 3 and tier 3 and tier 4 cities, and where actually we need to spread the news who are not affordable to use the bigger lab, maybe in IISc and IIT there. So we will help them to create awareness, make them to come to us, and then we'll help them to how to reimburse the money, so that IISC will be reimbursed the money. Of course, even women empowerment program we recently launched for women, irrespective of IISC's like reimbursing, we'll support them in terms of women research, especially on the rural area, research from rural like tier 4 cities. That also we are taking care of ourselves. So of course, as a researcher, one challenge is connecting labs, second is the resources. Professors also we are inviting as the mentors here. Those people who are retired and they have a lot of time to spend. I'm not expecting anybody who is working now, because they have a lot of work, especially seen it. But who are retired and having little time to spend with researcher who will be onboarding as a mentor in our portal, so that the connecting researcher and resources, the meaning should be completely fulfilled. Now only the lab is connected, where the real experts are onboarding. They are just a static one. We need a real interaction where actually all these research professors can support this research who are from the industry, who can support them how this project can be converted into, now we have initiated something called synergy program. However, that is taken at a bigger level. What we said is that you go to talk to CII, talk to like industry forum, take their input as like what they needed in the next 3 years, what kind of product they needed. Now come back to industry and say, in academia and say, can you make it as a 4th-year engineering project? So that this project will, have some outcome that actually industry can utilize it. Once they graduate, this will go to junior students. The junior can take it forward, so that this complete product developed by the institute can be utilized in the industry. So it's exactly what we needed. It's not about, we're talking about industry, academia, and collaboration, where ISTEM can facilitate the lab. That's what we are looking at, because every time we talk about industry, there will be symposium, there will be some seminar, but eventually nothing is happening, because the reason is that real connect, where what is industry need, take to academia. I request all academia fraternity here, or the influential people who can take it as a successful for India to become a leader in many manufacturing here. So if you look at most of the things are still we are importing, because we do not have any capacity to manage. We are not doing some reverse engineering also. We can do it if the time being, because to making sure we catch up with China or other countries there. So ISTEM will play a good role here in terms of connecting all the labs, wherever the labs are needed for any kind of research, any kind of product development, prototype development. Our team is ready. We have a 1-800 number, like a call center we are setting up, where actually any researcher can reach out, any industry can reach out, and then our team will answer you. We also have a ticketing system where actually any problem will be, we do a root cause analysis issues with the researcher. And second thing is, we also have a setup of various process where actually, any researcher want to connect to for example, an instrument is not there. So we need a request as I taken as a fresh requirement. We'll actually broadcast it so that the institute can come back and we are ready to upload the instrument, or we can facilitate the research there. So we are looking at 360-degree support for the researchers in India, as well as the MSME and startup, to make sure that we are self-ready, and then in the future we can come up with a lot of product, because where actually the industry focuses be on TRL 8 and above, and then academia may be up to stopping at 5 or 6. So this connect can be cross through synergy program what we are discussing. Thank you so much. Jai Hind. If you have any question, actually I also need to ask 2 questions. I can take it. Sir, you need a mic.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I am from this institution only. I served here, I am principal here. And you mentioned that Kalburgi is not having a facility, but luckily Government of India supported all, including DST, UGC, DA, everything, with a lot of equipment just in the next building. The problem is, because I left this institution 2013, government sent to me the university. After the retirement, I joined somewhere else. Those equipments, we have the 2 thin film coating unit funded by UGC, funded by DST, and furnace that will go up to temperature 1800 degrees. And luckily, at Babaton Research Center, they given me platinum crucible with the cost of our 1 crucible about 6 lakh. all equipments. And I requested them, take this equipment to the BRC. But if you read that some note, once the person, principal investigator retired, he has to hand over to the institution. I discussed with the director and everything, I handed over to the concerned person, HOD or something here. But since last 9 years, those equipments are not used. If anything, if operator or something, if it is possible for you to look into that, I request to the president of this institute and principal concerned, they are my student only, they will give the facility to the others. And one more thing, what we have done research, what we mentioned, scanning electron microscope, TM, NMR, even I used reactor also. And here, what is the difference of earlier we request the IISC, they give the facilities, and we request to the director there, they give the facilities and also TA. And now what is the difference yours and these two questions I request to answer. Thank you. What is the difference? Earlier we used to go to write special characters center at Indore and even in IISC and different places we used that. Even now we used to send our students there. They used to give DA also and the stay also they used to do. What is the difference yours and there?
Yes, because you already know some of the institute already, that pre-existing knowledge you have, so you are sending the students there. Now a student maybe not knowing that nearby institute have this, your institute itself has equipments, different department, or maybe nearby institute have that equipment. So basically when you search it, it also sort out the distance where you are to live. Like going to Bengaluru may be challenge for a student, but something in near to you maybe is easy if similar equipment are there. Maybe you may be interacting with the IISc professor, that's a different thing altogether. But only you looking for an equipment to be used, and then you want to be, use the equipment in your nearby place. This is the opportunity because all the equipments are day by day we are adding there. And first is the distance, second is experience, third one is availability. Because if you're traveling to Bengaluru, of course using IISc equipment that's great. But if you're still here and you want to do experiment, that's where actually we are listing entire equipment across India in one portal. Alright, so depending on the criteria you can search it. And then other thing is regarding the equipment audit and other thing, we have a small team. We are thinking yeah.
My name only 50 lakh. We'll discuss in the lunchtime. Okay, discuss in the lunchtime.
Thank you, sir. Any other question I will discuss with you, sir.
Discuss in the lunchtime.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Sir, do you know advanced software facilities like StarCSM plus anti-spray?
Do we have advanced software facilities to simulate the models like StarCSM plus anti-spray, such facility with cost of free? Do you have it?
As of now, we don't have. What happened is the last time we purchased software, our own, fund, and then some of the companies like Mathur was giving us free to facilitate to the nation. But if your request is there, of course we can take it. If not one or two requests, of course, is the real reason for the request. We'll take it as, and then we'll talk to the vendor to provide that through the national platform. So that's the reason this kind of discussion are needed, because we may be only procure some software, because the challenges in procuring the fund. Sometimes the company demand the fund, that's a challenge for us. But somebody is giving free to market their product through the national portal, that's great. But this kind of request, of course, we can do. As this product, of course, they are going to put it on the portal very soon. That's a discussion on. They are going to the FDP program next week onward. We are already having discussion to the professors. They are doing it in very high complex project. So ANSYS will support them various way, and then finally they market their product to our national product. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your contribution to our growth and learning. Now I request all to have the lunch.